And this is what you call a lifetime moment. You see this sweet bride right here? This is her real lifetime fairy tale. She's living it. But you're looking at more than one fairy tale right now. Yeah, that's right. You see this handsome couple in the back? Let's learn a little bit about them. Once upon a blind date, the ultimate bachelor and I fell in love. Long distance dating led this Florida girl to trade in her sunshine for my old Kentucky home. So how did we go from planning our wedding to planning their wedding? Oh, the things I come up with at 3 in the morning.
Hello, Jessica. How are you?
Hello, Miss Renee. I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fabulous, but my goodness, I'm not the one who went on this whirlwind of let's get married in 4 weeks. Let's turn this over to a perfect stranger. And now you're married.
I am.
Jessica, how did you start your day on your big day?
So we got to come to your beautiful dollhouse, me and my bridesmaids and my mother-in-law and my mother, and we got to do hair and makeup, which I've never really had my makeup done. And so that was and I'm sure several of them have not had, the whole glam treatment, the hair, the makeup. And it was so much fun. The girls were so sweet. They did a great job. It's not easy dealing, I'm sure, with that many girls. I mean, they blew it out of the park.
They did. And they had never met you before either.
No.
Again, the thing that people need to constantly remember is that I gathered this group of vendors together. We planned this wedding in 4 weeks. None of them, and I do mean none of them, has ever met you. Mm-hmm. And some of them still haven't. Am I understanding that correct? I mean,
not officially face to face.
Right. So, for the Downtown Beauties and Faces by Sarah to have nailed it, your personality and who you were and your bridal party. Tell me in your words what you expected, because you had to have an idea, because you shared with me your Pinterest. So we had a roadmap, and then how it was different than what it really was.
So one thing that really blew my mind is the way that you took the scene and made it even better, like with the flowers. And I mean, it was just beyond anything I could have come up with. I mean, Pinterest only takes you so far, and that is a gift.
Oh, well, I had a lot of great help.
Absolutely. It is awesome to watch. I mean, how many people get to see all the hard work and the love that goes into putting that all together. I mean, most brides and couples and guests, they only see the finished product.
Right.
We were lucky enough to see it actually come together. Right. And we love that part of it.
Right. A couple of things that I loved about your wedding was I guess I hate to say the dream team, #dream team, because, it's just been used. It just sounds like, oh yeah, she's just using that. But we truly had a magnificent team to work behind, to take your inspiration from Pinterest, for me to recreate that inspiration with what I kind of felt we could take it to the next level, and then to actually execute it, I'm just still amazed, Lee with Added Touch.
Yes.
Does she not blow you away?
She does. I mean, that's why I say it's a gift to be able, I mean, we never met prior to this, and for her to be able to put that together and just exceed my expectations fully, I mean, it just blows you away. I think I said that looking back, I said that so many times, it blows my mind.
It does mine
you
too.
know?
It does. They never cease to amaze me. And then Becky with Bit of Whimsy, your cake. Can we just...
The cake in itself, beautiful. And then so many people were like, were there lights on your cake? And I was like, yes, ma'am, there sure was.
Why, sure. Would you think anything less?
Yes. And it was delicious. You know, not only was it gorgeous, it was delicious.
And, you know, we had the Pasta Garage. As I'm looking for someone to cater your wedding, I'm thinking in my brain, I hope they like pasta.
My husband is a huge, I mean, when we first started dating, he burnt me out on like Olive Garden, and there's a little local Italian place that we would drive to. He loves Italian.
So see, it just seemed to have worked, didn't it?
It was.
I love that so very much. And then, you know, in with golf tents and events, the tablescapes, the linens, the chairs, the table. I mean, it was his idea to do the king tables. Oh my goodness. Ah, be still my heart. You know, I still am in awe. Just amazing, right?
It really was. I am a very outdoorsy girl, so getting married outside in nature, Acorns is beautiful, a beautiful setting. And then the added touch, then bringing in all the flowers, like I mentioned before, just my whole ceremony site, for sure, is one of my favorite parts. And of course, my memory tree, that's the one who it really pulled at my heartstrings, for sure, because, you know, we are both so close to our family, and those that had gone on to heaven or just couldn't make it for the travel,
right,
they were there. And so that was such a special element. Walking down the aisle, I could see them, you know, and it was so good for the heart and soul. And that's very up there on my top.
Yes, I could not disagree more. It definitely is. When people have commented on the wedding and everything, that is definitely one of the highlights that they have said, is that they loved the ceremony site and those golf carts. I just have to say, I was playing a wild card on that and hoping who doesn't have chairs and seating at a wedding? Renee.
You nailed it with the golf carts. I'm just going to say, because even one of my best friends who came, he was like, that was the coolest part. He's like, I could go wherever I wanted. I drove right up to the ceremony, drove right up to the reception. You know, I mean, that was such a neat and unique element of it.
You know, I couldn't agree more. I remember at vendor night when we were discussing, and it hit me. And I'm like, they can sit in their golf carts. How cool would that be? Like a drive-in, you know? Plus it's COVID friendly, you know? It was really a unique and different. And again, you knew nothing of it. I was taking a chance that you wouldn't say, as you're walking down the aisle, Renee,
where's the chair?
Why are my guests in a golf cart? I would love to talk to John. Is John around? Can he come and join us? Hello, John. How are you?
Hey, Miss Renee. I'm doing good. What about you?
Oh, my goodness. I'm amazing, but how's married life?
It's amazing. It really is.
So, you and Jessica did not have a first look. And the first time you saw Jessica was when she started down that aisle. And if I remember correctly, you even turned your back until she started down the aisle. Is that correct?
Yep.
So when you saw Jessica, talk to me about that emotion.
It was just a flood of emotions, just pure joy, thankfulness. She just looked so beautiful. I know it's so cliche to say that, she was the most beautiful bride in the world, but I mean, truly, when I saw her, I was just blown away.
So you just felt like this moment was what you're supposed to have in your life and what you've lived for, right?
Yes.
And exactly. when you, I love that, Jessica. And when you were at that moment, I tell everybody, And there's a part in one of the episodes when Jessica and I are trying on the dress, and I think it's right after you said yes to the dress or right before, and I said, we want to bring him to his knees. Do you remember that? Did you see that in the episode? And, you know, it was my desire, I mean, to tailor a dress to her, to the thumbprint who she is, so that your heart just gets squeezed and those emotions start just like what you just had. And Jessica, you did it.
You did.
Absolutely.
No. John, you wrote a letter to Noah. Can you tell me what inspired that letter? Because it really came from the heart.
You know, it's just like, not only am I marrying Jessica, I'm in a way marrying Noah. You know, he's becoming my son. You know, he is like my son. I mean, he is my son. You know,
And I don't want to interrupt you, but can I just say there are pictures of Noah looking up to you when you're reading him your vows or letters or promise, and the look on his face, it was 100% comprehending what you said.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what you said and what it meant.
John's vows to Noah were incredible. And, you know, for a 5-year-old, he absolutely took it all in. He knew what that meant and, you know, what this marriage meant, that we were now a family. And so one thing that we love to do is at night we alternate reading him a book. And, you know, right after the wedding, it was so sweet because we were laying there one night and he looks over at John and he says, Daddy, can you read those vows to me again? And so he puts in, a special request to hear those vows because they meant, you know, so much to him. He just, he loved them.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us that day, and then sharing it with our viewing audience and loving us for that. We appreciate that. Is Noah able to join us? I mean, I would love to see Noah. He was a hit. Everybody fell in love with sweet Noah, and I miss him. Can Noah come and say hello to me?
Absolutely. Say hi.
Hi, Noah. How are you?
Good.
You know, I am so glad to see you. I have missed you, and I cannot wait for you to see the episode of this coming week when it shows you at the wedding. You're going to be on TV. What do you think about that, Noah?
Good.
Oh, it is good. Can you tell me, Noah, do you have a favorite part of that whole day?
My daddy reading my vows to me.
Oh, Noah, that's so special, isn't it? We had a special surprise for you at the wedding. Would you talk to us about that special surprise?
What was your surprise? What it was?
The ice cream.
The ice cream truck.
I know! I had the most fun with the ice cream truck. Did you, Noah?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I
What
know.
kind of ice cream? Yeah, do you remember?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man ice cream.
I remember that. And this week, when we send you and you're able to watch it on YouTube, you're going to see you eating that Spider-Man ice cream
Isn't that cool?
on TV. You're going to be famous. You're a superstar, Noah. Thank you, Noah, so much for joining us today. And so Jessica and John and Noah, I thank you for your time today. Thank you for allowing me to be such a part of such a beautiful day and such a new life beginning with the three of you.
We also want to thank all the vendors, everybody that had a helping hand in putting the wedding together. I know that they worked very hard on it. We can't thank them enough. We will always recommend those vendors to them.
As much as I hate to do this, it's time for us to say goodbye and for you to go on your way. And so Noah, maybe you can come and see me one day and I'll take you to get some more ice cream. And John and Jessica, as always, you'll always be a huge part of the Renees family. And from my heart and Les's heart, we certainly are grateful and are thankful for you. So we'll see you later.
Thank you so much.
You're
Bye.
so welcome. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Debbie, thank you for your venue tour. It was amazing. I've loved seeing your venue today.
Well, thank you for finally making it out here to see it.
Oh, you are so welcome. I've just got some questions that my head is just busting with.
Okay.
Let's see if you can help me out a little bit, okay?
Go.
First of all, I'm just going to hit some of the highlights that I'm truly in love with. Number one, the drive. The drive up here is so relaxing. It's almost like it sets you in the mindset of relaxation.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
beautiful.
You know, we're only 5 minutes from Natural Bridge State Park.
Yes.
Surrounded by this beautiful Red River Gorge. And it is a beautiful drive. Yeah, I love that, driving out here every morning.
I bet you do. I bet it's like kind of peaceful to come to work.
It is.
Everybody can't say that.
Good therapy.
Absolutely. All right, a couple of things that I love, Debbie, is your barns. You have 2 historical barns. How old are they? Tell me a little bit about your beautiful barns.
This barn here, the wedding barn, the reception barn, is over 100 years old.
Wow.
And it was an old tobacco barn. And our yellow wedding barn is over 100 years old as well, and it was a feed barn, from what we can find out.
Debbie, I have been watching your social media, and I am wowed at the additions that you have been adding. Tell me a little bit about them.
Well, I'd love to. We have a new fire pit that we have behind the black barn,
Wow.
and a lot of our brides come the day before here, and they'll get an early day decorating. They will have a rehearsal, and then,
Relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not so, they're not so busy and pushed for time.
Do they stay here the night before the wedding in your
Yes.
bridal suite?
Yes. the bridesmaids generally stay overnight with the bride the night before in the bridal
Oh,
suite.
they
and
have a
love
party. That is
Yeah.
like a celebration.
But they close
Yes.
the evening down with a campfire and some s'mores or something like that.
Debbie,
So it's a
yes.
really nice evening. Sometimes someone will bring their guitar and
Right.
they'll sit around and sing around the campfire.
Precious.
It's really nice.
Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. I bet they just have a blessed time.
Yeah.
But Debbie, the campfire is amazing. But let me just tell you what speaks to my heart is when I saw on Facebook your fountain. And hey, just last week I saw a huge chandelier you were hanging. Tell me about those 2 things because wow, they wowed my heart.
Well, we have did some remodeling this past summer, and we did buy a new chandelier to hang over the dance floor.
Honey, it's not just a chandelier. It is a chandelier.
Yeah.
I mean, it sparkles.
It
It
is.
makes me smile.
Yeah, it's a showpiece. I love it.
Your brides are going to love those 2 amazing additions. And you know, by the pond while we were giving our tour, I saw your sweet little pets.
Yeah, our swans. We've had the most fun with these swans. We have 2 swans in the front pond
Yes.
where the gazebo is, and then we have 2 swans in the back pond where the arbor is. And we've been trying to acclimate them and getting them used to the venue, and they've been pretty good for us.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, how would you like to see these? Just put them over there on the barrel.
Be good. That's Sarah. She's amazing.
wow.
She does a lot of
She
work
right
for us.
hand.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yes.
Well, the way you said, oh yes, we always have to have that right hand. And I'm
Yeah.
so sure that she like helps you with the caring and the tending of your guests.
Yes. You know, I have a great staff.
What's your why? Why? I mean, Debbie, you and your husband are great. They're great friends of mine and Les, my husband. But, you know, you're at that age where most people are saying, I'm retiring, I'm going to Florida. What in the world possessed you to buy this place and love it as you do and
Well-
send so many young couples off?
We have retired actually. and then come back to work. We just love challenges, and
Well, I'd say this is one.
yeah, and the wedding business, as you know, is just brings a lot of happiness.
It does.
Whenever you have a wedding, there's a lot of love, a lot of happiness, and who wouldn't want to be a part of that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell me about the truck we're sitting on, because when we drove up today, I fell in love with this truck. I said, that's the spot I want to film our conversation in. So
Yeah, and I
tell me about the truck.
I thought that was a great idea. This truck is a good photo option for some brides and grooms. It's a Ford 1958.
Right.
And we get a lot of great shots with this truck. It's not for everybody, and if it's
Right.
not, we can move it out, but most brides like it.
So this truck is a 1968?
1958.
58. Oh,
Yeah.
I loved it a little bit over
Now,
the years.
we also have a Cadillac LaSalle, and it is a 1955, I think.
Wow.
And it's a totally different look. It kind of looks like a mobster car.
Well, you said something that struck my ears a little bit, and it was that you can move this. Does this truck run?
Yeah, it has the original engine, and it is a great running truck.
It is.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
in other words, if a bride was just like, that's not my cup of tea, you could move it.
Yeah, we'll go
I
out for
love
lunch
that.
someday in it.
Oh, I would love that. Oh my goodness. You know what we've got to do before I leave today? Do you have the keys?
I think the key's in it.
We have got to go for a ride.
Okay,
If
we
nothing
will.
else, just up the street.
Yeah, let's do it.
I would have a blast. Thank you. My dad had old trucks, so it speaks to my heart when I see, and maybe the correct terminology is not old, maybe it's classic, antiques. For someone who loves that, I think it's just wonderful. Debbie, you have so much to offer the brides. You have a beautiful place for the brides and grooms to get married. I was just so impressed when you showed me that. Can you tell me a little bit about where your bridal suite is and what all is involved in your bridal suite?
Okay, well, we have a secluded, quiet 50-acre venue here. And we do have a bridal suite, and it's within walking distance.
Yes.
It has a master bedroom, a kitchen, a family room area, and it has a beautiful suite inside for the brides to get ready in, and we'll look at that later.
Yeah.
But then we have these two barns, like I said, within walking distance, and then up on the hill we have our outdoor ceremony sites.
Right. Well, the thing I want to go back to about your bridal suite is you have it set up for like the hair and makeup. I mean, Debbie, you have thought of every little detail that could be imagined when you thought this through, correct? I mean, oh goodness.
Well, we try really hard, and you know, with any business, it's trial and error.
Absolutely.
If we see something that we can improve on, we're on it. We're trying to make some improvements, and we've been in business for about 5 years, and we still continue to make improvements and try to be better, be the best that we can be. But I can tell you,
Yes.
Renee, I think I cry every wedding. You know, these families get married here, and I don't know them from Adam, but
Right.
you know as well as I do, when they come into your shop, you become their family.
You become family.
Yeah.
You become more than just a venue.
Right.
You are a part of the event,
Yeah.
part of the life event, and that's so special. I love that. A couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about that I am just in love with also. I mean, I've just been impressed all throughout our morning tour is your twilight forest. Now, what do you call that?
We call it the Enchanted Forest.
Let me just
Yeah.
say, the Enchanted Forest.
Yes.
Debbie, that just sounds fairy tale-ish. I mean,
Yes,
that just
it
sounds
is.
like every bride, just that name alone makes me want to dial your number and say,
Yeah.
can you please show me the Enchanted Forest?
It's been very popular. We've had many twilight weddings there, and it's beautiful. I have to say, even though it's probably a toss-up, I lean a little bit towards the Enchanted Forest as being the most popular.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
So that's where your brides want to get married. And I think that's just amazing. I think that it's just worth a visit just to come and see, even if you're not a bride. I think it's just beautiful. You have had so many brides. You have had so many beautiful moments here. Some of them are my brides. Some of your brides are my brides, and I love it because scrolling through Facebook and pictures and things on a Sunday morning when one of my brides who I've designed a dress for has chosen your venue and get to see the whole thing come together, it's just truly magical. My bride Paige, oh my goodness.
Oh, that was gorgeous.
One of
Them two were so in love.
and meant to be.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And her beautiful red hair and her dress, ooh, took my breath away when I woke up on Sunday morning and I saw her pictures on Facebook. Yes.
I was watching their photography work down in the gazebo, and he was twirling her around, and her dress was
Beautiful.
just flowing. The dress was gorgeous,
Yes.
and I think about that all the time.
Absolutely, I do too. I think I've used it a lot on my advertisement, but you give a lot of venue tours, you talk to a lot of brides. Is there anything that a bride asks you that's kind of taking you back, but you hear it over and over and over, and you think, that's kind of unique. I want to share that with everyone.
Yes. The strangest thing probably that I get mentioned is,
Oh, I'm excited about this one because she said, yes, the strangest thing. This is going to be good. Okay.
the first thing they want to see is the bathrooms. And I am surprised, Renee,
Bathrooms?
how many times that happens. It's a deal breaker for some bride and grooms. They go
Really?
straight to the bathrooms. It's important to their moms and dads and grandparents that they're large enough to get around and be spacious, I guess.
And not only that, probably clean. And if on the venue tour, it's
Yes.
clean and spacious
Yes.
and smells nice, that they're looking after their guests.
Yes, and I
guess.
think one of the things too that they're thinking about, maybe they have someone in their family that's handicapped.
Yes.
They need to be able to get in and out of these barns easily with wheelchairs
Mm-hmm.
or walkers. And we've tried to design these barns that way.
Yes.
They're handicap accessible in the front and the back of both barns, and the bathrooms are handicap accessible.
Oh my goodness. Debbie, I think that touring your venue today, which has just been such a delight. You've been a great hostess, and I know you are.
thank you.
think of everything. And sitting here talking to you, I think if I had to sum up what is your strong point is attention to detail. And I know that we all like to say that in the wedding industry, but oh, so true. That is your driving force,
Thank you.
attention to detail. And it's so evident.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your venue, your love, your gorgeous, enchanted, oh my florist. Thank you for today.
All right, you're welcome. And you and Liz have to come back and renew your vows in 10 years here.
Oh my goodness. Do we have to wait to 10 years? Because I'm just going to tell you one thing right now. I just think we should do it every year.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Debbie, thank you for the offer. Thank you for being my personal friend. And thank you so much for giving the brides of Kentucky a beautiful place and a beautiful place to stay forever. I do.
Thank you, Renee.
You're welcome.
Debbie, you said this will run.
Yes.
Can we take it for a spin before I leave?
Yes, let's go get an ice cream.
Oh my goodness, yes, let's
Okay.
go.